there has got to be a record for number of episodes that were planned and fell through.
You know, I was supposed to get to come on here and Cosmere dump for you all tonight, which is not a thing I get to do very often.
It's true.
As a matter of fact, it's only happened once.
Yep.
Despite me taking a few opportunities to do it at other times. But I've only officially been here to do it one other time.
Yep.
I had 4 pages, single spaced, of notes. Everyone. Ready for tonight. And unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we will not be reviewing Mistborn tonight. So we said, well, you know what? X-Men 97 is that new hotness. Not that old, but not busted hotness. And we were like, well, we could do X-Men 97. And as it turns out, the homie Oz can't be here tonight. And I feel like the 3-part finale is bigger than just the 2 of us for X-Men 97.
Agreed.
They gave us, like, rather than one 3-part finale, they kind of just gave us 3 finales.
Yeah.
They're like, here's a season finale, and another season finale, and another season finale.
Yeah, depending on how cliffhangerish they want it to be, any of those could have been a season finale.
Yeah. And then, you know, so we also, this one's on me, we also have to do Winter Soldier.
Yes.
I haven't read the book.
That would help, I suppose.
I haven't had any time to read the book, although that's about to change. And so I also we couldn't do that. So I said, well, you know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't done a comic news episode.
We have not.
And there has been a lot of news.
There has been. I have to get the sound queued up here.
Yeah, you got to get the thing ready.
That's right.
And then I was like, you know what? Well, I have a couple of little things that I just maybe you don't deserve a whole episode, just kind of some random shit that we could talk about.
Well, I mean, that does constitute a comic news episode.
Yeah, it just might not be current.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, it may not be a current thing. But yeah, you know, I just thought, you know, we're just going to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll fuck around and they'll find out. The homies will find out.
That's true.
So, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, strap the fuck in.
That's a new one. I like that one. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
You like that?
Yeah. That's the first here.
It's crisp.
It is crisp. You know what else is crisp?
Breaking news. This just in. You're listening to the cosmic, world-breaking, magnificent, multiversal, mega-talented news anchors, the superhero homies. And this is Comic News.
You know, I have that stored on soundboard panel 2 of a possible 3.
Right.
The scary thing is, I know what every single button on panel 1 does. I only know what like 3 buttons on panel 2 does. And apparently I have a sound stored on every single one of these motherfuckers. I should probably go through here and clean some of these out sometimes. But out of curiosity, we're going to learn together.
Oh, no. Okay, well, that's good.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. What about this one? Oh, Jesus. That's
No.
Yeah, we won't. We'll cut that one off. What about this one? Oh, yeah, that's the holiday intro.
Uh-huh. We said we were going to be off the rails here tonight.
We
I don't
did.
know if I was this prepared.
Oh, okay.
These are all
yes,
very specific. I see.
Yes.
So the first thing I want to talk about tonight, my good friend Kyle. He's never been on the show, so he's not the homie Kyle. Sorry, Kyle.
What up, Kyle?
But he very much wants to know what you think about this image. And this is, of course, you guys can't see it at home, but I'm holding up the first shot of David Cornsweat, which his last name just makes me think of Corn Sweat.
I mean, that's what it is, basically.
Yeah, and anyway, it's the James Gunn released the first shot of him in the suit, and I think a lot of people just kind of thought that this was going to be, you know, him on top of a building, or, you know, him in front of a fucking green screen, or, you know, anything like that, kind of like it's just him in the suit, but This looks to be a shot from the movie, or at least like principal photography.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Your thoughts on the suit and then the image?
Yeah, I think that the suit looks fine. I mean, it's clearly Superman. Some people have a problem with the high collar. I'm like, okay, I mean, there's been certain suits he's worn that has the high collar. I mean, would it look better if it, maybe was a few inches lower? Yeah, probably. I think that the suit mostly looks fine. They brought back the trunks. And, and again, I don't have feelings one way or another about it until I see it in, like, practical use,
Supes fans are very antsy about the suit.
They are.
Like, if Batman fans were like this, we'd be sitting here like, I'd be like, well, the third fin on the left gauntlet
right.
is just, it's at like an 87 degree axis, and I really prefer the 91 degree axis.
Exactly. They are, Superman fans are very fucking specific and picky, no disrespect to you guys.
Is John Peters to blame? Did he hurt them and they just...
He hurt all of us.
Yeah, that's fair.
The logo is very reminiscent of like the Kingdom Come logo,
yes,
from that comic book. And my only real kind of issue with the suit, because I think it mostly looks good. I think the colors are mostly to my liking. I would like the blue to be maybe just a tad bit brighter for what they're going for. And I think is the reds on it are also good. I like the reds perfectly fine on that suit. What I don't like on that suit is it seems like it's a little bit baggy on him. And, not saying that in 2024, we don't have to have superhero suits be, these skin tight, most revealing things, but they should fit well, And there's something about that suit that just looks to have a little bit of bag to it. And it could be from how he's sitting. That could be it completely. I don't care much for the expression on his face, if I'm being honest, either. From what we've been told about the Superman movie, this is supposed to be more true to form to mainstream Superman comics. So this is a more uplifting Superman. Less of like the gritty, more what if he actually existed, Henry Cavill type Superman, and more of a who is the man from the comic books, and now let's try to adapt that on the big screen.
This suit looks like it's been through some shit.
It does a little bit, right?
It kind of has the Goku I've been fighting a little bit kind of going on. There's like some dark patches on it.
There are.
I'm assuming due to the elephant in the room here, the giant fucking ball of energy in the background, that maybe that expression on his face is because some bad shit is going down.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, obviously we don't want the fucking Quest for Peace sitting at the bar Superman.
When I need to get a laugh, I like to go back to that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever intentionally turned on Quest for Peace, not even the first time that I ever watched it.
Yeah, the movie's so bad that that kind of ended things for Christopher Reeves in terms of playing Superman. He was like, you know what? I think I'm good.
Was he the first? Yeah, I guess he probably was the first actor to ever hit that kind of, I've been playing this superhero character for way too long.
Yeah.
Because, like, it wasn't a thing,
Right. Clearly it wasn't a thing. It was to the point where I think that you have never seen this gem of a movie, the Supergirl movie that came out back in the day.
Nope.
We will keep it that way.
But it came out, so it's doing better than the most recent one.
That was Batgirl that didn't come out.
Oh, it was Batgirl. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't seen that. Was he in that?
He wasn't, but you can tell they wanted him to.
Oh, okay.
Because, clearly, we all know that Supergirl and Superman, they're cousins.
Is Superman in it as another actor?
No, not that bad.
Oh, okay.
Something almost as bad, though. You only get to see him in, like, a picture.
Oh, no. They do the Wolverine thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. They could have just, straight up Madam Web that. Well, I have a certain cousin who can probably help with this matter. Like, oh, fuck off.
Does anybody want to guess my cousin's name? Oh my God.
He's a real super guy.
Yeah, he works at the newspaper.
But I guess going back to that photo though, I'll be honest, man. I don't dislike it, but I think it's an odd choice for the first photo.
I thought so too. I mean, I think a lot of people were kind of caught off guard by this picture that clearly indicates that some shit is going down. Seeing him in the suit, and this is like, you would think the first image would have been like maybe him on a building or in the air with like, cloudy blue skies in the background.
Right.
And just the immaculate, pristine suit, like maybe the first point in the movie where he puts it on. And, it's an odd choice, but, James Gunn's got some credit with me. So
yeah.
I'm assuming that there is some sort of reason that he went with this, even if that reason is just because it wouldn't be what we were expecting.
Yeah. It almost feels like more Batman-esque than Superman-esque.
It does.
Like replace the giant fucking blob of energy in the background with like the bat signal.
Yeah.
Replace Superman with Batman. You know. And it's like
it could be a shot right out of like Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises or
It's also just interesting seeing Superman almost casually or begrudgingly putting on like his super suit, instead of like having it done in an instant.
Yeah, like why's he got to lace the boots up? He could just
And do those boots have laces? I've never. I'm looking at like a Superman statue, like there's no goddamn laces on those boots. Those are just
his Well, he keeps his bankroll in there.
Oh,
gotcha. His play money.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, his strip club money. You can't have all this finding out.
Yeah. What do you think that energy is in the background?
I don't know, man. I thought about it a lot, and I feel like they may be going a Brainiac route because I feel like that's if it was up to me and like somebody came up to me and was like, "Here's a fuck ton of money. You have to make a Superman movie." I'd probably go Brainiac because he's basically untouched, right, as far as the cinema goes.
I mean, we almost got him in one of those Superman movies.
We almost got him in Death of Superman.
Yeah, Death of Superman.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always want to say Death of... No. Superman Lives.
Superman, yeah.
The documentary is The Death of Superman Lives.
Yeah.
And then Superman Lives would have been the movie. So we almost got him in Superman Lives. And honestly, man, ever since I heard Kevin Smith pitch that shit, I want to see it.
Same.
What if James Gunn just like fucking hired Kevin Smith to like fucking co-write on this thing and like they're actually going to do that?
Holy shit.
I mean, this is the thing, like, out of everything that movie was going to be, like, that's the one idea where I'm like, okay, can we just take that?
Yeah, just that.
Extract it, throw all this in the trash, which you guys did.
That's a lot to throw in the trash. Remember the one part of the movie, right, where Brainiac was supposed to, like, unveil himself and be, like, a head with, like, spider legs?
Yeah.
What was it with fucking spiders?
Yeah, well, they're the most dangerous predator in the kingdom.
Oh,
yeah.
And, Superman was going to have two polar bears.
Bear guards.
Yeah. Because, of course, it's a polar bear. Who wants to fight a polar bear?
Yeah, I mean, there's two things. Yeah, I mean, I love the two problems with that. Is like, number one, it's the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah. Number two, he doesn't fucking need guards.
Right.
He's Superman.
And then, like, also number three, like, maybe you could, but who's going to train polar bears?
Yeah, or like, do the Smallville thing where he just keeps like a 50-ton boulder in front of the door.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, I mean.
I think, do we see this in All-Star Superman where, like, he's got the key right out front?
Yeah.
But
it weighs like a bajillion tons or whatever. It's made out of like some kind of fucking dense metal or something.
And it's like, that's kind of a flex, and I'd do the same thing,
Yeah, the key's just sitting there in front of the door.
Right, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like as Superman villains go, if you're not going to do Lex, which I don't think they should, I think that you maybe introduce Lex Luthor in this movie, but I wouldn't make him the main villain yet.
Yeah.
I would honestly, my favorite version of Lex Luthor to this very day, and the comic purists that listen to your show are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But it's still Smallville.
Yeah, I think most of them would agree with you.
Oh well,
I mean, I agree. I think that's the best version of Lex.
I mean, you guys did a great job at the Homie Awards. Who am I talking? I don't mean to, I didn't mean to doubt you guys. You did me really proud. I was prepared to be angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we won't have to dwell on that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, I wasn't planning to. I was just giving them a compliment. But yeah, I mean, the best version of Lex Luthor to this day, to me, is still the Smallville iteration of it, and they knocked it out of the park with this idea that he wanted to befriend Clark, because I think that version of Lex, the Michael Rosenbaum version, I think he understood the inherent issues with his dad being this fucking corporate, power hungry asshole, and while he, I think, understood that he has that in himself, he also saw the good in Clark, and to him that a person could be as good and kind and everything as Clark made him want to be more that. And then when he found out that it was bullshit, that he had been lying to him all this time, and that that he was a fucking alien from outer space and everything, and was just kind of living here among us, and was capable of all sorts of shit. That is what really twisted him. They were, the idea that they were such good friends, but that Clark never trusted him. Added the personal element to it, and I thought it was just so well done.
I do like that, but that kind of leads itself into the overall problem I have with Smallville. It's kind of the same problem I have with Gotham, and that is, you guys are exhausting all the shit that this character can no longer experience as a fully realized version of himself.
Right.
So Superman can never have that problem with Lex at this point now, because it's already happened, and and with that. That is a really cool thing to do with Clark and Lex, that I think their relationship has to go to every time. The problem is you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube again unless you want to do the mind erase thing or whatever. Lex doesn't remember that Clark was Superman or whatever. But I do like that dynamic. I think it worked really well for the show. But ultimately with any kind of prequel show like that, that's so long running, again, a la Gotham, you're gonna run into the problem of, once this character becomes who they become, there's really nothing else for them to do.
Yeah, I think with Smallville and with Gotham, we had to understand that
we
were never gonna get that. Smallville was never gonna become Superman. Also because Tom Welling in the suit looks horrendous.
Does he?
Yeah. That's why they never really. That's why they only had him in the suit for 40 seconds or whatever.
I never even seen him in the suit.
Yeah.
No.
It looks ridiculous.
Which is weird. I don't understand how you could look ridiculous in it. Was it the suit?
He just kind of looks very silly in it. Yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to find a real image of it, because there's a bunch of fake ones,
right,
or whatever that are out there. But yeah, he just kind of looked ridiculous in it.
Yeah, I remember I think it was close to the finale of Gotham, where we see Bruce in some kind of proto bat suit, and he looked like the leader of a BDSM dungeon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, again, no kink shame, nothing wrong with that.
Right, no.
Just, you don't really, you strike a different kind of fear into me, I suppose. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't, it's, I think it's because, he's very heavy set up top, and he's got little chicken legs.
Oh, okay.
And that's why in the show, when they did a lot of times they'd have him in the coat too. He'd have the trench coat.
Yeah.
With the suit under it, so it would hide his chicken legs.
Oh, huh.
Because he's built like a fucking brick house up top, but he's got little baby chicken legs.
So I never would have guessed, but then again, we never see him in like shorts in that show.
No.
Yeah, he's kind of always in long pants.
No, it's the Rob Liefeld super.
Yeah.
You never see his feet. I had a whole thing. I don't mean to derail us even further here, but I had this whole thing the other night where we were watching X-Men 97, and Kay's like, I like Cable's little pouches. And then I had to stop the show. And I had to explain the whole thing, the whole Rob Liefeld.
Oh. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think Rob would have really appreciated that comment.
Yeah, he really would have. He'd have like, he's got to have.
He's like, you like the pouches?
Yeah, he's got to have a place to keep his knickknacks.
Yeah. And the snacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere Rob Liefeld was just like, see?
Right.
They love the pouches.
I told you. This isn't on my comic news list, but Rob Liefeld, he's actually gearing up to write his final Deadpool story.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Deadpool was like one of the few things that was actually off limits for Bo DeMaio for 97?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It makes you wonder why. There's probably no there other than they're using Deadpool later on this year. But it makes you wonder.
My assumption would be that Ryan Reynolds has no one uses Deadpool without me, probably. Like, Ryan Reynolds is probably like, listen, I'll do whatever the fuck you guys want, but, like, I'm Deadpool, and if I'm not involved, there's no Deadpool.
That probably is the case. If that is true, what do you think of that?
I am hesitant about... I'd be hesitant about anyone doing that. Like, to me, Christian Bale is Batman, but if Christian Bale was like, there can't be any Batman without me, then I'd be like, whoa, buddy, you know? And I support that. Like, personally, you know, I'd be like, well, you know, I'd prefer there not to be any Batman without you, too. And, like, Kevin Conroy's dead, so, I mean, I'm fine with you having monopoly on Batman. But, yeah, I'd be worried about that a little bit from anybody, I think. But, you know, I honestly think Ryan Reynolds is, like, I think he was really protective of that character. And after the shit that Fox has done, I don't know why. I don't blame him, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with how much work he put into getting that character, that property off the ground, in a way I don't blame him, but in another way I think that's borderline very egotistical and overly protective. But
well, you know, T.J. Miller came out pretty recently and said that he's got an ego on him.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But I also have to take that with a grain of salt, too, because I'm like, well, TJ, no disrespect, but what the fuck did you do?
Yeah. He seems like he might be a very bitter motherfucker.
Yeah, he strikes me as that.
Because, like, honestly, like, I've always thought he was pretty funny in, like, I thought he was funny in Deadpool 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I really liked him in,
not IT, but
it's not IT Crowd.
Fucking,
it's,
I know you're talking about. The fuck's the name of that show?
Something about like startups. Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. That was the name of it. Yeah.
He was great in that, but then he left that show because he had a fucking ego.
I was wondering why he didn't show up for like season 4 or whatever.
Yeah, he was like basically like, oh, I'm a movie actor now. I'm like too big for this. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, but I'll be honest, man. Your shit's kind of one note, you know. Like,
yeah, without Chen Yang, then like there's nothing else there.
Yeah, he kind of he comes in and he says that one thing is like another thing, and haha, and then that's kind of his deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, Will Ferrell isn't funny. He's made a lot of money. So
that's true. Like he can find amazing success in that regard.
So yeah, I'm sure somebody thinks that shit's hilarious.
Yeah. Also, Will Ferrell, he was funny in that one thing.
He was hilarious in The Campaign.
All right, let's see. Oh yes, we'll let's do this one here. This one here is just actually a bit of fun, and I thought that this is pretty interesting. So it goes without saying, X-Men 97 is a hit show, and we will not talk about that here tonight, despite how much I want to.
Right.
We will, again, review that in just a few short days here, so you guys be patient with us. But there was recently a poll or a survey that was released. Now, the important thing to remember is that this survey was taken back in 1999. And this was a survey about the X-Men. And the survey was, which X-Men member do you want dead? And so, again, remember, this is back in 1999.
Oh, no.
And
oh, no.
And it was just fascinating here looking at the results. So, Rogue was voted with 5%. Wolverine was voted with 5%. Colossus was voted at 9%. Gambit at 10%. Storm at 10%. Shadowcat at 15%. And to my mind-blowing surprise, because I'd never even think about this character, at a whopping 46%, people voted for the character Marrow.
What?
Yeah, 46%.
I'm assuming that they were in the animated series a good bit. Because in the 90s, that would have been the...
Yeah. But I think that this was maybe... It had to been more based off, like, what was going on in the comics, because in 99, the show had long ended.
Yeah.
You know.
But, I mean, I would say in the 90s, though, people associated the X-Men so closely with the animated show.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Obviously.
So there's a little blurb down here that kind of gives us more information on why people voted the way that they did. And it says, in a landslide decision, fans voting in an online poll in 1999, good grief, on an online poll, they placed Marrow in their crosshairs as the X-Men they most wanted to die in 99. And there's a quote here that says, she's just a lame version of Wolverine, and Wolverine's more than enough on the X-Men, said one voter. Which I never really thought about like that, but I guess there are some similarities there. Shadowcat, Kitty Pryde, was marked for death by many fans as well, most claiming that she has become an empty character with lame powers. The only mutant to draw write-ins were Joseph and Professor X. Killing Professor X could make the book interesting again. But the X-Men that was most protected by the fans was Nightcrawler. He only drew one vote. And many added in their responses that he was the best character around for the team. So, there you have it. Back in 1999, people still really loved Nightcrawler. Had a fucking hate boner for Marrow.
You know, the thing is, I recently watched back through all of the Fox movies. Mm-hmm. I have not been able to force myself to watch Dark Phoenix again yet. And I still have not watched the Wolverine or Logan, in this most recent watch. But that's all I have left is those three. I was going to, watch the Wolverine and then hit up that Dark Phoenix, and then Logan could bring me out of...
I guess technically it should have been like the Wolverine, then Days of Future Past, then whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't watching them in any sort of
chronological.
I watched them in kind of an order, but it was like I watched X 1, 2, and 3, and then I fucking went and watched the Deadpool movies, and then I went and did like First Class.
Yeah. And Days of Future Past.
Yeah, I watched those back to back. Days of Future Past is so fucking good.
It is. That's another one, by the way, we have to review later on this year.
Oh yeah, I could do it. I could do that anytime. I've seen it so many times. So good, like
it
such
is.
a fucking tremendous movie. And I think have we ever reviewed that?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's 10 years. It turns 10 years old this year.
I mean, that's by far easily to me the best thing that Fox ever put out. Like, I'm even going to include Logan in that. I mean, I might get some hate for that, but
yeah, I don't think it's better than Logan, but I think it's a solid second.
I don't think it's better than Logan as a movie. I think as a part of the franchise, I'd say it's better. Because Logan, I mean, Logan obviously very Logan-centric,
Right.
very Professor X-centric.
Right.
And even then, Professor X really just more of a plot device in that movie, which is fine. I mean,
all 90-year-olds are though, right?
yeah. I mean, but yeah, Days of Future Past to me, I mean, anyway, the reason I brought it up is like watching back through all the Fox stuff and just it's even Days of Future Past. There was moments where I was just fucking cringed because I was like, how you had the cartoon. Like, this isn't like you won't read the comics. This is you won't even watch your own fucking cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Fox put out.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, man. It was sad, man, you know, to just, I don't know, I guess what people thought that we wanted. But, you know, the phenomenon of 97, I've seen a couple people say that, like, Echo had, like, better viewer numbers or whatever.
So I've seen that, but from what I can tell, it's false.
Yeah. Like the actual 97 numbers aren't even out.
Yeah,
except for the first couple episodes, and they were really good.
They were like 4 million viewers.
Yeah, like a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Not to mention, nobody like. Okay, so Disney was not hard marketing this show.
No.
Until it came out and everyone jumped on it. And then when you log into Disney Plus, it's like at the top.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, you like this? You literally like something we made finally after.
Oh,
you guys haven't liked anything we've made since 2019.
It's just hilarious to think that they were like, holy shit, they really like this shit. Well, we need to get on making another season. Who made this?
We fired him.
Oh, shit.
I really need to know what he did.
Same.
Because, like, unless it's real bad, like, if all he did was, like, murder a coworker, I need to know, like, were they an asshole?
Right.
You know? Did he, like, fix the printer and then this person fucked it up again?
Did they spill coffee on the scripts?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you know, I need to know, if it's murder, I need to know what they did to deserve it. But, yeah, man, After they figured out that we love 97, then they were advertising. Before that, they put out a little trailer. They didn't say shit.
Not shit, bro.
With Echo, bro, you couldn't watch anything anywhere without them being like, hey, fucking Daredevil is going to be in this shit.
Bro, they put half of his fight scene in, like, one of the trailers, you know?
He's in the trailer longer than he's in the show, I think. And then they're like, and by the way, this is the motherfucking Kingpin show. And like, bro, he's not even in most of the show either.
Right. And then it's like, how much more, I wonder, could I have enjoyed this show if I didn't know that Daredevil or Kingpin was going to be?
If they just never said anything about them being in it,
Right.
And didn't they really set their own show up for failure.
They built it around two side. Well, one of them is a cameo. And the other one is a side character.
And I'm just like, okay, but why didn't you guys just actually put him in the show? You had him there, you know?
Spoiler alert, right? It'd be like if X-Men 97 was like, hey, guys, we got Daredevil in this.
Yeah. They put out the trailer, they're like, the return of Spider-Man.
Right. And we see like those same 8 frames over and over again in the trailers of Spider-Man. Yeah.
For good measure, there's like completely like not from the films, but like just like real footage of like Tom Holland doing things. Like he's at the supermarket.
Right. He's living life.
And you're just like, what is happening right now? I mean, that's basically what they did. And I loved I think we talked about this on air, but I loved James Gunn's response when they asked if he would like revive the Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
And, you know, he basically said 97 is, you know, not trying to be like, it has no desire to copy any of the shit around it. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it so unique.
Yep.
And that's absolutely true. Unfortunately, Disney has no chill about this.
None.
I guarantee you, if it doesn't start with season 2 of 97, they're about to fuck it all the way up. They're about to bring back Spider-Man, They about to bring back all kind of shit.
Oh, they're gonna create new shows.
They're gonna.
There's gonna be a '90s Avengers. It's gonna be the '90s verse.
Yeah, they're gonna see who the fuck has the rights to the old Beast Wars cartoon. See if they can fucking make a new season of that. Like, I'm telling you guys, the Gargoyles. They're gonna fucking make a new season of Gargoyles.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
You already see that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. Fucking Beetleborgs.
All right, and that's where I draw the line. You leave the big bad Beetleborgs wherever the fuck they are. Holy shit. That was a repressed memory that did not need to come back.
I'm telling you, man, they're about to go off the chain with this because like normal with Disney, right?
Yeah.
Or really a lot of these big companies. I mean, fucking Warner Brothers is probably worse than Disney is about it, but you know, here lately they've been doing okay. So you know, it's fun to poke at Disney at the moment, but they don't understand why the show is so good.
Yeah.
And
clearly
then,
they don't. They fired the showrunner.
Right. They fired the showrunner, and now I'm hearing, like, originally it was like, oh, well, you know, I already wrote all of season 2, so at least one more season will be good. And then the head of, like, Marvel TV the other day was like, oh, we're honoring his ideas.
I don't like that one bit.
I don't like that one bit. That's what the people who made fucking Rings of Power said about J.R.R. Tolkien.
That motherfucker's doing cartwheels in his grave right now.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that they like walked out on set on day one and they were like, who here has read Lord of the Rings? And like a bunch of people like raised their hand and they're like, you're all fired, get the fuck out.
Oh shit. God damn, that season 2 is right around the corner, isn't it?
I haven't been able to bring myself to watch the trailer for that. I know I said I was gonna review that shit on my show. And I am in the process of trying to get my recording situation back going, but holy shit, man! I don't think I can do it, man. That show is fucking terrible.
You definitely shouldn't start back with that.
No. Our Mistborn Assembled episode is definitely going to be coming out soon, and I'm excited to put that shit out. But man, I cannot deal with. I can't, dude. I don't even know if I can watch it.
Yeah, that's a tough buy. Like that's one of those situations where I'm so glad this is not a superhero comic book thing because I am not obligated to watch this.
And they are about to come out with more Lord of the Rings shit. You haven't seen this or heard about this?
No.
Yeah, so literally they got wow, his name just like fucking deleted itself out of my brain in the last second. The guy that played Gollum, Claw from in the MCU. Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, fuck yeah.
Is gonna direct a The Hunt for Gollum movie. Now that look that you have on your face right now, there's a couple things probably going through your head. Like number one, where the fuck is this movie gonna take place?
That was my first question. Yeah.
Number two, what the fuck is it gonna be about?
That was my second question.
And number three, what aspect of Gollum is it gonna explore that we don't already fucking know about? Yeah. Because, like, we've seen his origin.
Yes.
We've seen him evolve into what he was. We've seen his struggle with his, like, fucking crazy-ass DID.
Yeah.
And then we've seen how his story ends.
Yep. And if there was anything already left unturned, we kind of got it in the Hobbit movies.
Right. Yeah. Which we didn't fucking need those for the record.
Yeah.
That could have been one movie.
It could have.
It could have easily been one movie.
But money.
Yeah. And they're also apparently coming out with War of the Rohirrim. Is another movie. Yeah. And listen, Star Wars has and we'll get to that in a second, actually. We're going to talk about the Acolyte. Star Wars has this very awesome thing, right, where now that they fucked up, they can almost do a DC... like where DC just like blows up everything and starts over. They can kind of do that by sliding around in time, right? Like they can go to Old Republic where nobody's ever even heard of a Skywalker.
Right.
You know? Or they can go so far into the future that like the Skywalkers are just myth and legend or whatever. They can they have the option to go through time in their universe if they fuck it up uncontrollably.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Lord of the Rings can't really do that because Tolkien's works are a very set thing. The only thing The only movie that they could possibly put out that I would have any fucking interest in seeing would be if Denis Villeneuve and Peter Jackson together put out a Silmarillion movie. For two reasons. Number one, Silmarillion is like one of the hardest things in the universe to read. It's literally a collection of a bunch of fucking notes that J.R.R. Tolkien had.
Oh.
And after he died, his son kind of took all this material and was like, okay, well, we can put this out as some sort of cohesive book. But it's rough.
So that's like the Dead Sea Scrolls of Tolkien work.
Yes, exactly. And, the only reason I say Denis is because, number one, he's a master filmmaker. But number two, for years and years and years, people said Dune was unfilmable. So
somehow he got it.
Yeah. Twice. I mean,
twice.
And probably about to hit it a third time.
Hopefully.
So, man, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want any of it.
And there, like, in lies the problem, right? Because on paper and even in practice, so these are going to be movies, not TV shows, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The problem is there's several problems with that, right? So for one thing, I think it shits on the integrity and the sanctity of the Lord of the Ring trilogy. Like, I think those three movies are excellent in every sense of the word. And in my mind, if you can't come close to living up to that, then maybe you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, the three extended cuts of Lord of the Rings, to me, are, like, I feel like they are the gold standard for an adaptation.
Yeah.
There is nothing, and I will not entertain the, like, oh, they left out this or oh, they left out that. Listen, when it comes to adapting those books to cinema, I promise you, at least as long as you and I are alive, they're never going to get it any better than that. Maybe ever.
Yeah, I don't think
because
so.
like that cast is just perfect. Those people are those characters,
and that's not a small cast.
No, is that a pun? Because they are small.
It wasn't meant to be.
It's your joke, motherfucker.
That's true. I'll take it.
But yeah, I mean, and they can't come anywhere close. I mean, dude, they spent $1 billion fucking.
I know.
On Rings of Power, and it looks like a fucking blockbuster film. I mean, visually, it's immaculate, right? I mean, that's not the problem.
I haven't seen a lot of it, but just the little I've seen, it looks great, but it almost looks too good. I'm like, why are you so clean?
Yeah.
That does bother me sometimes with fiction.
Especially fantasy fiction.
Yeah.
That was always my problem with Wheel of Time. Because everybody just looks like they're on the way to the con, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like they already got the costume.
Yeah. Fall on the ground right quick.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, that's a weird thing in fantasy. But we've gone down the rabbit hole here.
That's what we're good at.
We checked out the Acolyte trailer before we came back.
We did.
So let's get the elephant out of the room so we can talk about it.
Okay.
The only thing we knew about this show 6 weeks ago and earlier was that Kathleen Kennedy thought it was amazing, right?
And that terrified us. Still terrifies me.
It still terrifies me.
Yeah.
To this very moment. Yeah. So let's get that out of the way. Let's just pretend. Let's just set that aside. What are you thinking about this show, man?
So, based off of what I have seen, which still admittedly isn't a lot, I think it looks good. And I'm a little perplexed, right? Because just based off of the little that I've seen, I think it looks good. The thing that perplexes me is it seems to be getting a lot of hate. And
well, I think that's because of Kathleen Kennedy came out and was like, "I'm really excited about this show."
She should really do the opposite of what she thinks she should do.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, I'm of the mind that, like, I want to know what that means, right? Were you heavily involved in the show? Or did you see it and liked it?
Right.
Because while I don't love the second thing, it's way better than the first thing.
Yeah.
Because honestly, everything I've looked at from the showrunner seems like they're like a diehard Star Wars fan. Like the type of person, like, if they liked Marvel this way, Kevin Feige would never hire them. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I honestly, everything I've seen visually in the trailers looks fucking good to me.
It looks like some of the cleanest, aesthetically appealing action that I've seen in a Star Wars project,
especially from Disney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we come a long way from those fucking Kylo Ren and Rey fights where they just fucking aggressively swing their lightsabers at each other.
I can't fathom why they made the lightsaber fights in those movies so bad.
I don't know.
I mean, did they just? I feel like those movies, right, are completely reactionary to the prequels, where they're just like, oh, everyone hated the prequels, so we're gonna give you all this fucking original trilogy nostalgia, all of it, and we're gonna make the lightsaber fights worse because people hated the good lightsaber fights. They really hated that, and I'm just like, no, dude, nobody hated that.
No one.
People hated the thing about the prequels that people hate. Number one, Jar Jar.
Yes.
And honestly, when I watched Phantom Menace the other day, he wasn't nearly as bad as I remember. He just didn't even really grate on me. I actually kind of chuckled at some of the shit. Maybe it's just because I knew it was coming.
Yeah, your soul is callous to Jar Jar now.
Yeah. And really, the thing about Jar Jar, too, is Jar Jar in the first movie doesn't bother me that much because it fits the tone of that movie. It's more so kind of how they ham-fist him into the second movie, and he doesn't fit the tone of that movie at all.
It's true. Well, he had a very reductionary role in the third one, though.
Yeah, it's literally just him crying at the funeral, which, that scene, man. Anyway. Yeah. Number two, the dialogue is atrocious.
Yep.
Right? Because it was George Lucas writing the dialogue, which he's always been bad at, even in the original movies. But in the original movies, Carrie Fisher would come behind him and be like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to say this, because people don't talk like this, George. And he didn't have that, right? Yeah. He didn't have Lawrence Kasdan to go in and
punch up his...
Yeah. So there was all of those things. Other than that, people love the characters. People love the story of the prequels. Like, people really love the action of the prequels. Oh, yeah. And it's, you see that because, like, people like Ewan McGregor and, like, Hayden Christensen are really, the fans love them. Oh, yeah. Ewan McGregor easily, is the better Obi-Wan. He is Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, comparing him to Ben?
Yeah, comparing him to Alec Guinness, who didn't even like fucking Star Wars.
Right.
But I say all this to say, like, all that was completely reactionary. Mm-hmm. I feel like they just were trying to go in the opposite direction wholly. We can talk about the sequel trilogy forever, but...
Oh, there's literally an episode and like the thought guys of what the fuck happened with the sequel trilogy, That's probably several episodes worth of shit, actually.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, absolutely.
I think that it looks... But going back to the Acolytes, though, from what I've seen so far, I think it looks very intriguing. And it seems like they have a really... I like the premise.
Yeah.
I like the setting.
The fact that this guy's apprentice, has kind of gone off the radar and, fallen to the dark side, and he's trying to, save her, kind of, and in the process of all that happening, it doesn't... In the trailer, it's not super clear if the apprentice he lost is the person who's murdering the Jedi or not.
Right.
But whether it is or isn't, that's a really cool fucking premise.
Yeah.
Especially for the High Republic, where they haven't seen a Sith or a dark side user in ages, right? It's been hundreds of years. So for this, threat to, kind of reemerge, it's a really cool concept. Mm-hmm. And we got the full fight scene between Carrie Ann Moss and whatever the Acolyte or whatever. when we watched Phantom Menace, and it was so crisp. It was such a good fight scene.
See, and that's cool as hell.
Yeah.
I do have one question, and this is maybe a little bit nitpicky, but it is a genuine question. Why is it that apparently Jedi garb never tends to change?
I don't have an answer for that. I think it's one of those things where it's like...
Is it because, like, Tibetan monks, like, they typically look dressed the same the way that did, I assume, 200 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's that same concept, right? Like, we've always done it this way, so that's the way. You know, that's the justification. You know how it is with these religious orders.
Yeah. We're not looking at practicality. We're looking at how we've always done things.
This is the way.
Yeah, this is the way.
Yeah.
I just wonder about things like that because as like a casual Star Wars fan, I wonder, someone who doesn't have a Caleb or an Oz to look to for these things, they could look at the Acolyte in that first glance, wonder, not even think about when this takes place in,
right?
And that could really send them down the confusing path for like the first couple episodes.
I hope they're going to clarify that at the very, very beginning. I would.
Yeah.
I would definitely put something in like, 800 years before the birth of Anakin Skywalker or some shit like that. Whatever they want to do. But I would definitely highlight that. I think Yoda will be in it. Mm-hmm. I think it will as a small cameo, though.
Hopefully nothing more than that.
Now, something I think would be very interesting is, obviously, like, we've never really seen Jedi Knight Yoda.
Yeah.
We've never really seen him. We've only ever seen him as, like, the wise old master.
What if he was a fuckboy?
Like, yeah, he just wasn't even that good of a Jedi. That'd be fucking sweet, to be honest. And then, it would be cool to just see some of, like, Jedi Knight Yoda. Mm-hmm. But honestly, what I think would be amazing is maybe, like, since this is called the Acolyte and it's supposed to be about the kind of return of the dark side, I would love if we, like, maybe Daphne Keene's character is, like, the only character that lives from the first season out of everybody that we see. And maybe, like, they thought she was dead, too.
Yeah.
And she's, like, the one that lives. And then maybe, like, she goes to Coruscant or whatever and tells the council about it in the second season. And then, like, they could then bring Yoda in as, like, a main character.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then at the end of the show, like, whenever they want to end it, Yoda and friends think that they have completely defeated the Sith again, whatever. But obviously they haven't.
Clearly not.
Like, I'd be very interested in seeing that play out. But, I think if your idea here is to build these really compelling Sith villains, they got to get some W's in.
Exactly.
You can't just be having these, like, run-of-the-mill fuckboy Jedi taking them out.
All right, yeah. Yeah, you have to, one, make compelling characters, and two, give the audience a reason to fear for them.
Yeah. And these Jedi are probably, these ain't going to be for the most part, are not going to be the Jedi we see in the Clone Wars.
Right. These aren't battle hardened.
Yeah, Ahsoka is such a fucking nightmare because she literally was a child soldier.
Right.
She was like fucking 14 and thrust into being in a war, Yeah. Her entire time training as a Padawan was in a fucking galactic war, So that's why she's such a BA badass. And, like, the Jedi, all in that time period, they all had to be, like, warriors, And that's not what the Jedi were meant to be.
Yeah. So
most of them have never fought another Force user. Unless it was, like, sparring with a Jedi. Mm-hmm. They're not sitting around like, oh shit, we gotta defend this place, blah blah blah. Like, they're more of, your, like, peacekeepers. Yeah. At this point, mediators, diplomats, things like that. This is not like, the Galactic Republic is wielding the Jedi as, like, generals. So,
what's the release date on Acolytes?
June 4th. So it's coming up quick.
It is.
Yeah. It is. And, they tend to do Marvel, Star Wars. Yeah.
Because the next Marvel TV project,
It's Agatha all along, isn't it?
Oh fuck! Is that this year?
Yeah, like
Okay.
October, I think.
Yeah.
Because
That's
they
right.
just announced that Born Again
Ironheart
and Ironheart,
yeah.
and then they also confirmed that like work is going on What If season 3.
That's right. Yeah.
I bet you we get some 97 crossover in that.
They can't resist.
They can't, but they said something interesting, and this could be our next topic here. They said something really interesting. Is it Ian Gardner? Is that his name? Ian something or another. He said that the guy that does Marvel TV and animation now.
Okay, that guy. Yeah.
They said something very interesting. He said that season 3 of What If, the first 3 seasons are going to be like a trilogy of sorts.
I saw that.
What do you take from that?
So, okay. Seasons 1 and 2 or whatever are clearly very much connected, right? Mostly via Captain Carter. See, the thing that throws me for a loop is now that Visiontron is destroyed and Strange Supreme is destroyed, I don't see what else from the remnants of season 1 and 2 could carry over. So I don't really know what he means by that when he talks about it being a trilogy of seasons.
Yeah, 2 definitely never felt like a sequel to 1. I mean, obviously continuity wise, but like season 2 was kind of all over the place, and then
It was
at the end, it felt like they just tried to cobble together another.
Yep.
Everybody gets together.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier about how Disney struggles to understand why things hit the way they hit.
Right.
You know, like that shit was so potent in season 1 because A, we didn't see it coming, and B, it was a great thread, and C, it was a tremendous set of characters that Watu got together.
Right.
Know? And, you know, for season 2, like you said, they tried it again, but it just felt like kind of a carbon copy and not all the great ways. You know, again, and we reviewed What If season 2. I think we had, you know, for the most part, similar thoughts. It's okay. It's good. It's just not season 1.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, oh, I wasted my time watching this.
Yeah, no. It wasn't like that, but it just it definitely didn't hit like season 1 did. So I don't know what he means by that when he says that season 3 is going to be like this kind of trilogy wrap up.
So how the fuck are you going to top Visiontron?
All right.
Yeah. So
you gonna kill Uatu? Like, is he gonna go bad?
This is random, right? So I was watching. This is kind of a topic shift, but not entirely. So I was watching Infinity War last night.
That's what one tends to do.
Yeah, well, you know, I got my TV and my sound system and everything moved.
Right.
And I was like, this is one of those movies where, like, this is why you buy a ballin'-ass TV and sound system. And, you know, the Hulk fights Thanos in the opening moments of that movie and gets fucking wrecked.
Yep.
If Thanos doesn't have the gauntlet at all, how does that fight go? Does it go similarly?
I still think it goes similarly.
Like, does Hulk put up more of a fight, though? Because he did have the Power Stone at that point.
He did have the Power Stone. You, I think, have seen the movie more times than I have, and certainly more recently. Do we ever see him actively activate the Power Stone?
I would not say, like, we never see him actually, like, close the gauntlet and, like, have it glow and everything. So, does him having the Power Stone, though, just in the gauntlet automatically, like, enhance him a bit? Because, you know, we do see when he puts it into the gauntlet, the lines run through him and he, like, powers up.
Well, that's just what happens when a Titan gets an erection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say, right? Whenever people talk about the comic book comparisons of the Infinity War movie, obviously it's compared to the Infinity Gauntlet comic book. There is a prequel comic book to Infinity Gauntlet that I think is better than Infinity Gauntlet, and it is called Thanos Quest. And Thanos Quest shows you how he gathers all of the Infinity Stones.
Is that a sequel to Johnny Quest in any way?
Wrong!
Okay. Proceed.
And in Thanos' quest, he has to get the power gem from like this generic dude that Jim Starlin created. I think Jim Starlin's just made this guy up, maybe not, but I think his name is like Champion or something like that. And he's this super beefy, strong dude on this other off world. And Thanos, for like the Grand Master or like for these other people who he got the gems from, he had to really use smarts and tactics to outwit them. But with this guy, he was like, I'm just have to run his fade. and he makes a comment that have stuck with comic readers for decades now, which is his strength is comparable to that of the Earth's Hulk. While I can certainly best him easily in combat, I'd rather not. And so what I think that means is the Hulk, I would say, has an upward strength greater than Thanos at his without the gauntlet.
Because his strength is technically infinite.
Yeah, it can go on and on and on. But Thanos, as depicted even in the movie, is just so much better skilled in hand-to-hand combat. And I think that's kind of where it goes. I mean, hell, even in the movie, right? One of the first things that Thanos does is like a fucking throat punch. That'll stop a motherfucker dead in his tracks.
Yeah. He gets him like right here.
Yeah.
Like in the side of the neck. And like that's the first time we ever saw the Hulk hurt.
Yeah.
We've seen him like be pissed off from like pain. But that's the first time we ever seen him be like, hey, wait. I love the way that scene plays out too, because he's just like, that motherfucker hit me.
Yeah.
And it hurts a lot. Because like you can tell like he fucking hit him, and Hulk goes to shake it off like he shakes off everything. Yeah. And he's just like, shit.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, no. Why you hit me like that?
Right.
We was just fucking around.
Yeah. Right, but I'm less angry now and a little sad, to be honest.
And I think that's one of the things too, is like Thanos would never like taunt him.
Right.
He's never gonna let him get to that level of anger. He's just like, he's gonna like wait for him to fucking make a reckless mistake, which he's gonna do in the first 10 seconds.
Yes.
And then he's just gonna fucking be done with it.
Right.
Yeah. So that was just a thing that came across my mind as I was watching the movie and wanted to get your thoughts on.
Yeah, I mean, again, that is a great question, but I wonder this: how desperate were like Thor and the other Asgardians to unleash the Hulk on a fucking spaceship?
Right.
Granted, I'm pretty sure everyone aboard could breathe in space except for the Hulk. But even then, you really want to be stranded in outer space,
right?
Let's do a rumor here. There are plenty of rumors abuzz right now in the MCU. And this one right here is just the most recent and fun rumor. So this first part is less rumor and damn near confirmed. And that is Spider-Man 4 is rumored to begin filming later on this year. And they're aiming for a third quarter 2025 release date. Yeah. So.
Say what?
Yeah. So apparently they do plan on shooting Spider-Man 4 very soon. The rumor comes in with Spider-Man 4 is rumored to heavily feature the alien suit, specifically the remnant left behind in No Way Home. What are your feelings about Spider-Man 4 potentially having a heavy focus on the symbiote suit?
I mean, we all thought that it was going to happen when they did that after credit scene. I mean, if not, then why'd you do it, you know?
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about them potentially doing it before Secret Wars? Would you rather him get it on Secret Wars, or maybe have it before and just go there with it?
Well, I think what I would like to see is so to me, the reveal in Secret Wars is only good because we already know that Venom is fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
So I think you got to do Venom before you do that reveal.
suppose not necessarily.
Because like the way I would play it is I would do the Venom heavy 4, you know.
Okay.
And then we go to Secret Wars and he finds like the symbiotes and they're not nuts. You know what I mean? They're just like these fucking calm. And he's just like, what the fuck? And then like we pan over to like Deadpool fucking with one of them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I would do it something like that.
I like the accidental way it was done in the comics. You know, just the idea of Spider-Man, he's fighting with the good guys, and during the melee on Battle World, you know, his normal red and blue suit gets beat to shit. And look, there's this contraption here that makes costumes.
Right.
But lo and behold, it does not make costumes. That is, in fact, the fucking symbiote you're wearing. And then it enhances his strength and all of his abilities and helps give his team an edge to win this fucking secret war. But if they're going to introduce the symbiote in Spider-Man 4, then I think you have him with the symbiote suit. Maybe he gets it in the third act, you know, of that movie. I don't know exactly what they're going for, but I wouldn't do Venom until after Secret War. Because I think if Peter knows exactly what he's dealing with, then he's going to get it on and off, and then how the fuck do we get a Venom in that universe?
So what is it? Maybe the symbiote piece that's left isn't Venom. Like it's a symbiote, but like it's a separate entity.
It could be,
and like it's not nuts. You know,
right?
And then like maybe whenever he gets teleported to Warworld or whatever, like he gets separated from the suit during that, and then fucking Deadpool gets it. And then when he gets it back, it's fucking Venom or one of these other crazy ass ones.
Yeah, it could be. I'll say this though, it does make sense to me that they would introduce this symbiote suit in Spider-Man 4, simply because where Peter is at, like mentally and emotionally, he's primed for that fucking suit, you know?
Yeah.
But just something to kind of take advantage of his emotions.
You know, an interesting thing be like, if they really want to intro Miles and then maybe in 5, like Peter with the suit is going off the rails.
Yeah.
And Miles like has to stop.
Oh, yeah.
That would be compelling.
Would be. That's kind of what they did for the Spider-Man 2 video game that came out a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I thought that was actually pretty good.
And I mean, I have heard. Did you? This isn't rumored. Did you hear about Phil Lord and
the two writers?
Yeah, they've basically been given the reins on the Spider-Verse.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller apparently have been given all of the Sonyverse.
Really?
They've been given control over the Sonyverse.
Because they're the only two who can make something worth a damn over there?
Yeah. Yeah. I really would. I liked Solo, but I would have loved to have seen their version before Kathleen Kennedy fired them.
They were attached to it, weren't they?
They were the original directors.
That's right.
And writers.
Yeah.
I think if Amy Pascal will stay in her fucking office and not throw sandwiches at anyone, then I think they could maybe do something with it. Like, the idea of a Spider-Verse with no Spider-Man is stupid as fuck, right?
It is.
But just get Andrew Garfield. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man is probably, there's that quote we always go back to where it's like, Batman is the character that like benefits the most from the different iterations. Spider-Man's like a close second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
put a fucking Spider-Gwen in that shit if you have to. I don't care.
Right.
Don't get what's her name. She's too expensive.
What's her name?
The redhead, the one that played Gwen Stacy in
Emma Stone?
Emma Stone, yeah, sorry, I can never remember her.
Yeah, she's probably too expensive now. Apparently, that was the original game plan they had in mind.
Was to do a Spider-Gwen?
Yeah, something like that.
And they were like, let's kill this bitch.
Yeah, let's kill this bitch. Let's not do it because it's part of a compelling story. Let's just do it so we can do some other shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that whatever they're going to do with Spider-Man 4 is going to be interesting simply because we don't know hardly anything about the movie yet. So even if they do have the symbiote to be a part of Spider-Man 4, who would you even use for the villain or villains?
For a villain for Spider-Man 4. It's tough, right? Because the last movie went through a fuck ton of them.
Right.
The last movie ate through like all the ones you didn't already eat through.
Yeah.
And we've never had a Norman in... there's no Oscorp in the MCU that we know of.
There's not, somehow.
So unless you're going to introduce that... But I mean, even if you do introduce that, like, Peter knows who he is. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, Peter's mind didn't get erased.
That's true. I mean, well, we know he knows Norman, but he doesn't know Harry, does he?
No. So. And maybe like, in our universe, like, Norman's been dead. He never was the Green Goblin.
Oh, shit.
And Harry's running Oscorp.
Yeah. Could be.
You know? And that they could play with that really interestingly, like, right? Like, he meets Harry, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm Harry Osborn. I run Oscorp. And he's immediately just like, what the fuck? And then, like, over time, like, they become friends and everything, and he's just like, okay, well, like, you know, he's not anything like his dad. Well, that guy's from a different universe, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
He's like a different dude. It's fine, you know?
Right.
And then it just goes to all holy shit, you know, and you do the hobgoblin thing or however you want to go about it.
That is a play they could make.
That could be interesting.
I mean, they say that they want this Spider-Man to be more street level, which I like.
Yeah.
They could do Rhino.
I just don't see him as a main villain, though.
So I wouldn't normally agree with you, but he was done so well in that first Insomniac Spider-Man game.
I agree. That's true.
He was tremendous in there, and that was the most imposing that he'd ever felt to me. You know,
they're just gonna be like, "Fuck it," and they're gonna be like, Mr. Sinister.
Jesus.
They're gonna be like, fuck you, Fox. You teased this shit all these years. We're not even gonna give him to the X-Men. We're just gonna have him fight Spider-Man.
That would be insane. Holy shit. Mr. Sinister and Mephisto.
Oh my god. It's Mephisto. Like, him and Matt he gets Matt to help him.
Oh shit.
Matt's like, this is fucked up, man. It's just because I'm Catholic. You
right,
want my help fighting this piece of shit.
You got me fighting somebody who believes in evolution and the literal devil.
Yeah.
You know?
All the people you fucking know and you called me.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, we already talked about this in '97, but like, they showed Matt, and I was like, and then he like started trying to fight the fucking Prime Sentinels, and I was like, maybe you should sit this one out.
Yeah, dog.
Bro.
Maybe we should,
like. I love you and everything, but maybe you should go home.
go get some civilians to safety.
Yeah, I think this is a little beyond your. I'm about to get out my karate.
Hey man, again, we're not gonna talk about '97, here, but at least he did something. Shit, Captain Iron Man was like, "Hey, dog, shit getting crazy out there."
Yeah, when they showed them, I was like, "Oh, we're about to get some Avengers shit," and I was like, "Oh, y'all really about to sit at home?" He's like, "That bitch shouldn't have thrown my shield."
Yeah, that bitch threw my goddamn shield.
Yeah. You know how long it took me to find that thing?
He was like, "Fuck that hoe."
Yeah. You know how long it took me to track that shield down? No, I'm good.
God damn.
Hey, it was the '90s, man.
Yeah.
Nobody reading that shit.
Speaking of both those things, X-Men and Avengers,
oh god,
Storm is going to join the Avengers in the comic books here soon, and on top of that, she's getting her own solo series in October.
Okay, so you're gonna have to run this back for me a little bit.
Yes,
House of M, they killed all the mutants.
Yep.
Well, like not all, but most.
Well, some of them died, some of them just lost their powers, yeah.
Because they're like, all right, well, we're going to go.
Yep.
Fox has the rights to this.
Yep.
So we're going to go all in with Inhumans. Ike Perlmutter puts out The Thing.
Yep.
That we don't need to talk about.
Oh, you mean the Inhumans TV show?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
And then they were like, all right, well, clearly this was not the right idea.
Yep.
and then they just were like, "Fuck it, let's just buy Fox." Mm-hmm. It is funny how quickly it happened after they tanked Inhumans.
Oh yeah. It all happened pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, they were like, "Well, let's just get the fucking X-Men back then."
Yeah.
Okay, so they're like, "Well, they won't sell us the X-Men. We're just gonna buy them. We're just gonna buy Fox."
Yeah.
Okay, so then in the comics, did they undo all of the Terrigenesis or whatever the fuck?
Well, so like the Terrigenesis thing still happened. They have slowly been doing retcons.
Okay.
You know, the most recent one is they killed Kamala Khan and then brought her back the next issue so she could be a mutant now. She's no longer Inhuman. She's now mutant, so she matches her MCU counterpart.
Okay.
They've stated that a lot of the people who lost their powers at M Day, the House of M event, that it wasn't permanent for some mutants of certain power levels. So some of their powers did eventually restore.
And
Yep.
did they match Kamala's powers up, or is she still stretchy?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I was actually wondering that myself. Hopefully they match the powers up. Like, let her keep the stretchy thing if she wants, but let's.
It's like a thing that she pulls out every now and again.
Yeah, yeah. Like when you want to slap a motherfucker, but they way over there.
Way over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people are surprised that this is Storm's first time joining the Avengers, and
That is shocking.
I'll give you that one. All right. It is a little bit of a surprise, but then I think, is Thor on the team right now?
Is he gonna be jelly?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, man. Like, I mean, fuck it. Yeah, they had Hawkeye on the team at the same time they had Thor, so why not? You know,
Right.
you know, because Storm, I've always classified her as being like the world's greatest glass cannon.
Yeah.
She can hit like a Mack truck. I mean, literally attack you with the weather. You know.
Read him the forecast.
Oh, so
That shit was
badass.
cold as fuck.
Yes. But at the same time, like, you got a good shot and she's done for.
Yeah. You know, like if you were to shoot her with like some kind of like anti-mutant rifle.
I mean, who would come up with such a thing?
Yeah, some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Probably call themselves like the Executioner or some dumb shit like
Oh,
that.
that's extremely dumb.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
That sounds so fucking 90s. Why would anyone...
It does.
I mean, I get the pun, I guess. The Executioner. Yeah.
90s as fuck, though.
90s as fuck. And then he'll probably be taken off by Magneto, never to be heard from again.
Yeah, probably.
That motherfucker gotta be dead as hell.
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah. Yeah, you know, like if he didn't get killed right then, later.
Yeah. What if he was still like attached to Asteroid M?
Oh my god. Fucking A.
Yeah, so she will also be getting her own solo series in October. So hopefully we got a strong writing team that's going to be penning this stuff. I'm not even sure who's currently writing the Avengers. Okay, Jed McKay. He's okay. That was not a pun on words. He's pretty decent though. So yeah, if you guys are looking forward to seeing Storm in the Avengers comic books, that will happen in August, and her solo series will begin in October. That's what I call the old Wolverine treatment.
Yeah.
Now let's just hope that she doesn't get that same level of overexposure.
Oh my god. I mean, I love Aurora, and I don't think we have to worry about that. Random sidebar on this. Who would you cast for a live action Storm?
Oh,
for the MCU.
Got me thinking.
Not Cody Rhodes.
Damn it, man. Okay. I was gonna cast him as Bishop anyway. So.
Oh, I was actually thinking that we were gonna, get him from Black Panther. That he was gonna replace.
Oh, I can see it now. Black Panther shows up full suit, right? He like saves like the Avengers or somebody. And they're like, Who was that? We thought T'Challa he takes off the helmet.
And it's just Cody Rhodes.
It's just Cody Rhodes.
As himself.
Yes, and they're like, T'Challa, you're back.
Yeah. If you don't understand this, then don't Google it. But if you do, it's probably hilarious.
Oh shit. I forget her name. I'm Googling her right now though. Have you ever seen American Gods?
I have.
She was what was the role she played? Yes, I cannot pronounce her name. She was the Queen of Sheba.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever I saw her, she just had like the look and the scream presence, which I think has been lacking from Halle Berry and Alexandra Shipp. Like, with all due respect to them, they never had that commanding presence that Storm should have.
I'll be honest, I don't really love Alexandra Shipp's version at all.
I mean, part of it isn't really her fault though.
The script was awful.
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen Sex Education.
No.
Which is unfortunate. You really should. It's really weird because like most of that cast is blowing up. Simone Ashley would be my pick.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty solid pick.
She's definitely got the vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
She's British, but she's a good actress.
Yeah. I mean, she can probably pull off the accent.
Yeah. Yeah. Really love her work. She's very good. Her character in Sex Education, she has I don't know if it's
my pick there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she'd probably be much more less likely to draw the ire of the internet. Because they'd be like, this bitch ain't from Egypt. Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, damn, what was I just talking about? I lost
She
that
was
shit.
in Sex Education.
Oh, yeah, so her character in Sex Education, I won't call this a kink. It's more of a quirk or a disadvantage. She can't bust if she's like looking at the person's face. She's got to like cover up the other person's face with like a pillow or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's just something about the presence of a face in there. It's not like specifically like her boyfriend either. Right. It's like anyone. The presence of like another face in the room, and she just can't.
So if we got like a room full of posters, then she just shit ain't happening.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a very interesting kind of conundrum that her character has.
It is. I mean, at a certain point, you just have to close your eyes, I guess.
Yeah. But she just puts a pillow over his face.
That too. I mean, I'd rather not risk losing consciousness, but I do what I gotta do for a good bust.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather, if I'm her, I'd rather risk like not getting carried away and accidentally smothering a motherfucker. But you do you.
Right. Okay, yeah, we actually haven't spoken about this yet. We have via text Batman: The Caped Crusader. This is an animated show that will premiere August 1st, and it is set in the 1940s. I am more optimistic about this than you are. I really like the people working on this show.
The fact that Bruce Timm is involved makes me happy.
So it is Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, and Matt Reeves are EPs.
Well, we know they'll be lens flares.
God. On a fucking animated TV show. Set in the 40s. And the head writer is Ed Brubaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were wrong as fuck about 97.
I know.
So I'm gonna give this thing its day, you know? But a Batman animated is like the fact that they're saying like it's in the vein of the animation. I loved the Gods and Monsters stuff that Bruce Timm worked on. That stuff that's actually one of my favorite Superman versions ever. Was that the one where he's Lex. Like he's he was what?
Shoot.
They cloned him from Lex and Clark.
Yeah, Superboy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was super interesting. I really love that whole...
I'm not giving you that.
Huh? Oh, I actually didn't mean that one. Yeah, yeah. I love that whole thing, man. I really love the whole arc of that movie, and like Bruce Timm, pretty much everything he works on, right, is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a shot, but the fact that they're saying it's like a spiritual successor to the animated series, they're only saying that shit because X-Men '97's popping.
I mean, it could be, but again, if Bruce Timm is working on it, then, and it's an animated Batman show, then by default, it's kind of a spiritual successor to Batman the animated series. You know?
Yeah.
So I am cautiously optimistic about this. I certainly understand why people aren't. The most interesting thing to me is that this is set in the 40s, which is why Batman has he has that 1940s Batman look. Now, I do want to say this, though, because it seems like the thing that's been getting the most hate, from what I can see, is this show's depiction of Harley Quinn. Have you heard or seen anything about Harley on this show?
I have not.
Okay. I think it is very interesting what they're doing. A lot of the internet does not agree with me, but so this version of Harley, when she's Dr. Harleen Quinzel, she's going to be more jovial and whimsical. And when she makes that transformation into Harley Quinn, she would be more serious and stoic. And that kind of flip on the character, I really like, because just right off bat, honestly, it sounds like it has way more depth than anything Harley's done in the past 15 years.
It's not hard, but yeah. So they are going to do a Joker then.
They've shown several pictures, but nothing of the Joker yet.
Okay. I could really deal with a Joker-less show. Mm-hmm. Setting it in the 40s is interesting.
It is, yeah.
I don't know that I love that. Mm-hmm. Overall, I think I have an issue with that shit. Like, I didn't love it in Captain America. There's a reason they only did it for one movie. Yeah. Wonder Woman, It was fucking awful. I mean, I hated all of that. And then, I don't like that they're doing it with this Fantastic Four movie either. Because how the fuck are they going to explain, there was the Baxter Building in this, is it 60s?
60s.
In the 60s, and the Fantastic Four were created, blah, 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 and, you guys just never heard about them until right now. Howard Stark never said a fucking thing about this. It's really weird, because you think he would have.
Yeah.
Neither did the Eternals. They would have been around.
Yeah. Okay, so
Ultron didn't find them on the internet. There's no Wikipedia article.
Yeah. Okay, so the MCU probably shouldn't do a whole lot. They can go forward all they want to. Yeah.
I agree. This is a standalone project. It's not as big of a grievance.
Yeah. And I don't like the Fantastic Four being set in the 60s. I do kind of understand it. That is when they were created. That's when they had their heyday. But at the same time, as you mentioned, it makes it very difficult for them to be contemporaries with the modern MCU cast. So it'll be interesting to see how they get there. Again, the way I would run it, not to go into the Fantastic Four, but the way I would run it, have Galactus fucking win. He eats that planet. And maybe because that Earth is destroyed before its time, maybe that sets off incursions. And then maybe the Fantastic Four, being the space venturing family that they are, they slip into the time stream and come out in modern MCU.
Or, since they're going to set up Secret Wars, maybe they get pulled onto the War World, at the end of that movie. And as a lead into Secret Wars, you know?
That could work too.
Because I haven't read. I've read the original comic for that forever ago. Yeah. It's been a long time. Was everyone from the same time period?
Everyone except for Spider-Woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be that big of a stretch to...
No.
I didn't mean to do that one either. For them to put the time jump in there. Like, oh, I need a Fantastic Four. Well, they don't exist here, so...
Right.
You know what? This version of Fantastic Four got their fucking Earth eaten, so we're just gonna grab this one.
Yeah, I mean that could work too. Fuck it. Yeah, and in terms of like this Batman show, the one real question I have, okay, I get it. Batman was created in 1939, so like the beginning of his heyday was really in the 1940s. My question is he going to be like a gun-toting murderer? Are we going to go that far back, or is this going to be more of a modern Batman set in a 40s time period?
I hope so. Yeah. Nobody has any interest in
murdering, gun-toting Batman.
Murderous, gun-toting Batman. Nobody has any interest in camp Batman.
Yeah.
You keep all that shit.
Please.
Give us a variation on the modern Caped Crusader if you want. Like, whatever one you want to go with is fine. But
yeah. And I guess the other reason why I'm not so down on the time period is, have you seen Gotham by Gaslight?
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good animated movie. Obviously, this is a period piece. There is also a comic book based on that, guys, and the comic book is different concerning who Jack the Ripper is than the movie. Both endings work, but I think they did that just to keep the viewers on the toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way about Hush, to be honest.
Hush might have done that for that same reason as well.
Yeah, I didn't. I as a avid lover, it's my favorite graphic novel.
Yes. Great book.
I was never offended by the ending in the movie. As a matter of fact, like I feel like maybe in the animated movie it was just a little heavy-handed because when I read the graphic novel, I always like what I got from it is that it was always the Riddler anyway.
From the graphic novel?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that final scene with the Riddler, that's kind of how I interpreted it. Is that Riddler was actually the one behind everything anyway. So, like, when it turned out that way in the movie, I was like, oh, well, I feel like they're just being a little more heavy-handed with this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, like, that movie ended like the same way that like playing Arkham Asylum ended. Like, this is a great experience, and then get to the end and I got to fight roided out Joker. Or
yeah. It's weird, right? Because like that's how the video game like just concept is, right? You have to have a boss fight at the end,
right? And it's got to be that character. In this case, literally on steroids.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to talk about cosmic shit tonight.
I know you did, dog. I was ready too. I was looking forward to this shit. There's a reason why I wanted to do this on a Saturday night on a day where I didn't have to work the next day.
Oh, because I could have gone on forever. Yeah. And I can't, like, not limited to that book, though, but I'm going to tell you, like, when you get around to reading the third one, that we're gonna need to have some time.
Understood.
Because you're gonna want to talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, man, that's kind of like the title screen, like the Rockstar title screen moment, where it's like, I've been playing this game for like 18 hours, right. And then
hey, what do you mean Rockstar Presents?
Yeah, they bring back Brandon Sanders, the Cosmic. So I will. This is the thing I can touch on. So I'm going to his convention in December,
right?
And the badges actually just recently went on sale for the convention, and this is maybe their fourth year doing it, third or fourth. But this year is a big release. It's probably the biggest release that he's ever had. This is Stormlight 5, which is the last book of the first part of Stormlight. Like this is Stormlight's going to be 10 books, and this is 5, which is the first half, and then he's going to take a long break and come back and do a second half. So this is arguably the biggest Cosmic release ever.
Yeah.
It kind of is like the halfway mark of the whole thing.
Right. When does that come out?
In December. It comes out at the convention.
Oh,
the convention is centered
shit.
around the book release. So
That'd be the quietest convention ever.
well, it happens at the end.
Okay,
the last
okay.
thing that's going to happen is the book. We get our books, and then we're going to be on a plane for like 6 hours. So it's going to be convenient. But anyway, so yeah, if the book was the first thing that we got,
yeah.
nobody'd be doing anything. Everybody'd just be
Right.
sitting in the halls reading.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. But anyway, so traditionally, as it's kind of worked in the past, is like they use this tabletop site to put out their convention tickets, and they've kind of been like, okay, well, here's how to book your hotel, here's how to book your flight, and everything. It's like, go ahead and get all that situated,
Right.
And then the badges come out, and you go ahead and grab your badge, whatever. The convention has never sold out before. As a matter of fact, I think last year, so they do a VIP badge and a general admission, and the VIP gets you like all the merch, all the swag. You get like a dedicated line and everything, and all that. So I think last year, the VIP badges took a few months to sell out because they're expensive. They're like $350.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then the regular badges, which I think are like 90 or 80 or 75, whatever, they've never sold out before. Well, this year, the entire con sold out in 40 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the entire con is sold out. I was trying to get VIP badges. Like, I had the money sitting there. And, couldn't even do it. Like, they basically brought the website down.
God damn.
Yeah, like the website, you would, like, go to try to put shit in your cart, and then it would just, like, log you out because it, like, just couldn't keep up with the traffic.
Fuck.
So, yeah, man, like, they sold out the con in an hour.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But one of the interesting things that has kind of come out, too, is there's a very, very big chance, I think, that we're going to get a Mistborn movie announcement this year at the convention. Yeah. I think he's going to drop the announcement. Because if you look at his writing schedule, next year he has he definitely has like a period of time where it's just like you think either he hasn't told us what he's writing, or there's going to be a little stretch there where there's no book, and the only reason I think that could be is because he's going to be working on the movie. So I think that I think an official announcement is going to come in December for that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm very nervous about it. I'm excited because he's involved, and he will not allow it to be made without his involvement.
Yeah.
But
Smart man.
yes, but I also, I'm just, you're all even. Not everything translates to live action very well.
You are right. And there's one thing. There's like, advantage is a weird word, but there's one thing that like comic book nerds have over book nerds, and that is my image of Captain America. It's going to be the same as yours,
right?
Because we see him.
Yeah.
But let's say my version of what Killshot looks like could be slightly different from your version, despite there being a description of him and what he looks like. In our mind's eye, still look different.
And while there is art in the books, it's not like every even major character has official artwork.
Yeah.
And I mean, just with Vin, and Vin does have official artwork.
Yeah.
You go on the internet, don't do this. Don't Google anything ever about the Cosmere. If you got a question, you just ask me. And
gotcha. Okay.
Just fucking ask me.
I've almost wandered into spoilers.
You'll get super fucked
on Reddit. Yeah,
you get so fucked and never go to the Coppermind. Once you read everything, you can go on the Coppermind and like that's a whole another experience because you can be like, oh, this relates to this. Oh, this I missed that. Right. You can kind of see all those kind of things. But oh man, so. Just Googling Vin, though, you will see all these different interpretations of her. She's going to be a young girl in all of them.
Right.
But there's fucking muscle mommy Vins out there. Obviously, that's like not even remotely canonical.
Right.
But, where her hair is at,
I guess that's true. I mean, I imagine it'd still be on the shorter end.
how small and meek she really is, because
Right.
she doesn't have to be buff. You know, she doesn't
Yeah.
have to, her strength doesn't come from.
It doesn't come from like actual muscularity.
You know, you'll see a lot of different versions of that, and then Elland is kind of the same way. You know, Kelsey are kind of the same way. Never Google that motherfucker. Never, never do that. You about to fuck yourself all the way up.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot of different interpretations out there. So part of it is going to kind of be defining what those characters, look like. Because like you said, with comics and video games, everyone, you can vary it a little bit. Like, oh, well, I like this Superman logo better than this Superman logo. But we all know what the fucking logo basically looks like,
Right.
you know? Like, you can do variations on the bat suit.
Right.
It's going to be a fucking dark gray or black suit.
Yep. Yeah.
Or maybe blue.
Yeah, maybe blue. There's gonna be some ears on top of it.
Yeah. It hopefully deflects at least knives.
Right. Yeah. Well, depending on like what kind of suit he wants,
Right.
Yeah. Because he did that in the Dark Knight, and then he got shot. But,
Right.
that's gonna be exciting though, man. That's December, huh?
Yeah, I think we'll get an announcement in December. I don't know. I think they'll shoot it next year. It'd probably be a 2026 release if they announce it in December. But
And you think that it'll just cover the Final Empire, or you think that?
there's no way they cover any more than that.
Okay.
Because honestly, man, like this is the easiest thing in the whole Cosmere to adapt, right? Is this book. So, and I you've read White Sand, and I would say White Sand is maybe the second or third easiest thing. There's a couple of one-offs, right? That Yumi and the Nightmare Painter is that they've got to release like a Studio Ghibli style anime movie of that. It's made for it. There's so much art in that book. All the art is in that style.
Right.
So yeah, and that's a standalone thing you can just make. But with this, I don't know how you do Well of Ascension, because you're gonna have to spice it up. There's no like I said, like I told you before, Well of Ascension, Hero of Age, those are very much a part 1 and 2 story.
Yeah.
There's no big climactic fight at the end of Well of Ascension. As a matter of fact, like most of that movie is like relationship stuff, character and world building and things like that. Because that while there is a lot of that in Final Empire, you don't have like there's an urgency to the plot that pushes you forward, and you can't stop and look at all that stuff. A lot of Well of Ascension is very much that kind of thing that we never really get to see in fiction, where it's like, oh, the good guys won. Okay, but now what? Yeah. What happens now?
Right.
Are we just gonna all live happily ever after? Fuck no. What's gonna happen when you normally overthrow an empire and everyone wants some of that power?
Right.
There are some big ass battle scenes and shit that we don't really get in Final Empire that they could do in Well of Ascension, because there's like armies and different things like that you couldn't really pull off, because like Lord Rule would just fucking kill you. So but yeah, I mean you could make it cinematic, but that's the one I would worry about. And then the next one you could make too, it would just be like a Dark Knight Rises thing, where you push the audience with grimdark for as far as you could possibly push every ounce of hope out of them, and despair. And then I don't know how you pull off. There is an awesome fight scene at the end of that though, and I need them to get to there. If they get to there and they pull that fight scene off, I'll be okay. Like if they never do anything else, if they can get to that, I would really be happy with it.
So who do you get to direct it? And don't say Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, because he's not going to be available for like the next 25 years. I'll be honest, man, that's tough, right? I almost feel like they're going to have to go. They're going to have to go with someone who's relatively unknown unless they can get a major director that's a fan of the work.
Right.
Obviously, like Henry Cavill wants the character that he needs to play is not in Mistborn. I almost guarantee you they're going to get Henry Cavill to play Kelsier.
You think so?
Yeah.
I picture him too big.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, fucking Geralt of Rivia is.
That is true.
He's too big to be Geralt of Rivia, also. Yeah, and I mean, there's a video game model of that fucking guy. Like, we can see exactly how big and or not big he should be.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know what I mean. Yeah, I almost guarantee you it's going to happen. Right?
Is Cavill a fan of Sanders's work?
Oh, you don't know this.
No.
So this is the other danger, right? Is anything that Henry Cavill is like a fan of, like he gets cast in the shit and then it's trash, right? So yeah, I mean, this interpretation of Kelsier, I think he could pull that off.
Yeah.
You know, they just give him that exact outfit. And then, you know, the hair. They just dye the hair.
Yeah.
I think he'd be... it's not that much of a stretch.
Cavill
is a massive Cosmere fan. He absolutely loves it, but he's
a massive star.
Yeah. He called Brandon up and was like, hey, listen, I want to be in the Mistborn movie.
God, imagine getting a phone call from Henry Cavill like, hey, dog, put me in your shit.
Yeah. That's so crazy, right?
Yeah.
The character he needs to play is in Stormlight, which is his favorite. And he actually started off as like a huge Stormlight fan, and then as it happens, you just kind of read everything. But the character he needs to play is named Dalinar and is in Stormlight. And Henry Cavill won't be old enough to play him for another 10 years or so.
Okay.
But he can't play this is like the MCU, right? Like if we cast you as someone, you're that guy, and that's it.
Yeah.
I can see why he would want to be Kelsier. I can totally see that, but I wouldn't be mad at it. I don't have a better idea because to me, Kelsier is such an enigma, enigmatic person.
Yeah, that
I feel like just casting a star who's a mega fan is probably the best you're gonna fucking get.
Probably right.
Because I've always had a hard time casting that one. Like Benedict Cumberbatch, I could see maybe do good.
Yeah.
Do a good job with it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's tough, but you know we can fan cast that shit on the Mistborn review.
Yeah, which I'm sure there'll be that aplenty.
Yeah,
I swear if I hear Lauren mention Kylo Ren,
oh thank God, Adam Driver for Vin.
he might have the hair. That's about it.
So. Listen, folks. So even if you, we are going to do a spoiler-free little bit at the beginning of that. So even if you haven't read that book, when that episode comes out, check it the fuck out because, it's going to be really interesting. Because Q will get to talk about the book, but you're going to get to see me, Kay, and Lauren like squirm the whole time because we can't talk about any of the shit that we know.
Yes,
at all, and it's going to be. Some fucking halfway torture for us because like we get to talk about this thing but we can't talk about the things.
Correct.
And, it's gonna be very interesting to watch.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the innocent question I asked that causes all of you to shift in your seats. You know.
Yeah, I feel like you already that's already as you're reading through it, there are at least 3 of those where I was like, yeah, we can't talk about that. I can't talk to you about that at all. What else you got, man? What we got here?
Yes. Just a little bit more here. The Boys season 4 trailer. Have you seen it?
I actually, surprisingly, have not seen that.
Oh, it was a really good trailer, actually.
Season 3 soured me a bit.
Yeah, and I'm sad to hear that because I enjoyed season 3.
And it's not like I won't be sitting there with my eyes glued to it as it comes out because I will. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I definitely didn't hate it. You know, I enjoyed it. It's just that the way that it ended to me it kind of felt, you know how like CW would do a lot of their shit where it's just like, all right, well, we're gonna build up all these stakes, and then we're just gonna neatly wrap everything back up so that nothing's really different from the way the season started, and then we're gonna keep going, and then the fact that they took what was the show that I really loved, the prequel, or not prequel, but
Gen V.
Yeah, they took Gen V, and they kind of just made it a backdoor pilot for season 4.
Yeah,
they're just doing a lot of things that are rubbing me wrong. I'm still really excited for the show. Obviously, like, I'm not going to stop watching it. It's not. They're just making choices I don't necessarily agree with. Mm-hmm. I can't necessarily say, oh, this is bad. It just, to me, I feel like it's. I feel like they are spinning their tires a little bit to get the 5 seasons. If they try to do more than 5, man, I think this show is going to go to shit.
Yeah, no, I think they stop at 5. And, I mean, this trailer, it looks like they're, you know, setting up to take it home.
Now you did the thing.
I did not mean it. God damn it.
I mean, because obviously, like, see, like, the show ends with Butcher versus Homelander, right? It has to.
Yep. 100%. That's how the show has to end. Don't fucking Game of Thrones this where, like, yeah, you know, we're going to get fucking Night King versus Jon Snow, and then, surprise, motherfucker, we never do.
Remind me, are the comics all out for this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're done. So it's not like they don't have to pull a GOT and
yeah, they don't have to do none of that shit. Yeah. It comes out June 14th. So yeah, June will be kind of a busy month then.
How do you top your damn near vegetable Nazi girlfriend giving you a hand job in the hospital? That's
hard. That is difficult.
That's another pun.
Yeah. God damn it. Having in my notes, this is God, I wish you seen the trailer because I cannot talk about this shit without you having seen the trailer.
I wasn't given a directive
That's
on it.
True.
I wasn't given any.
I was under this. I was under the assumption you had seen it.
I showed up and was like, "Hey, you should watch this trailer of this thing I want to talk about."
I know, and the crazy thing was, I had just got done rewatching the Boys trailer.
You should have been like, "Hey, I would like to talk about this trailer. Have you seen it?" And I would be like, "No, you should put it on."
I was like, "It came about 2 weeks ago. He's seen it by now."
Well, you know, I spent 11 fucking days moving.
That is true. I guess you did do something.
Yeah, you only got to see 1 day of that shit. That shit went on forever, man.
I'll tell you right here.
Brad Winderbaum is that dude's name from Marvel. Sorry, I was way the fuck off.
You say Ian something.
Ian something or another. I don't know where I pulled that name from. Brad Winderbaum. I was way off.
So I'll tell you what, we got a little bit of time here. We'll give you some of the trailer here.
Oh God, okay.
I look back at my life.
Okay.
And all I see.
Live react here.
The messes I made.
Wow, why does this kid look like Justin Bieber now?
Right?
And I ain't got time to fix it. I can do one thing right. With the time I got left. I can't do it alone. I can't do it without you.
They're about to drop an album.
This country is corrupt beyond repair. So we gotta save it.
Friends, you better think again.
It's not gonna be easy. We'll have to do some terrible things.
For the greater good.
Their parody of real world stuff is so
celebrities.
good.
Right. It's so spot on.
Yeah.
You will be wrathful gods.
I love that quote.
Show me a little wrath.
That doesn't sound good, Ashley.
Well, you know shit, Ashley.
Sorry, Ashley.
The whole world is about to burn.
We need someone like you, Billy, before the soups start rounding us up and dumping us off in camps.
I have found the answer.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I know. I knew about him being in it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm always hyped for him.
Insane and desperate, even for you.
Well, insanely desperate's where we are, don't you think, love?
Let's go. Chop chop, motherfuckers.
MM has
he's
slimmed up.
Yeah, a lot of people talked about that.
Good versus evil. I'm declaring hunting season on Star Ladders.
I see old fucking what's his face is alive and well.
Black Noir.
Yeah.
happening to me again.
Do you think they're gonna do the Homelander clone shit with him?
They might.
Look, we've all done bad
Spoiler
shit.
alert.
Is that oh man, fuck.
Our solution to every
My bad.
problem is murder. Violence isn't brave. Violence is power.
Jesus Christ.
Who wants a creamy, delicious milkshake?
If we're ever gonna win against monsters, we need to start acting human.
If they're gonna do a Homelander on Ice deal, I'm in.
You're all fucking welcome.
That was a great trailer.
Yeah.
I kind of expected to see some of the Gen V cast.
Yeah. But I guess if they don't know exactly what they're doing for season 2 entirely, then maybe for the best.
That was interesting, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I'm definitely eager to see where they're going to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the quote that that Homelander says: "They will no longer look at you as heroes, but instead wrathful gods."
Man, I'm going to share it with you. Did you see the quote I posted earlier on social media?
No.
On Facebook? I'll share it with you after, and maybe we could talk about it on the Mistborn review. It's off topic, but
I'm down.
Man, Anthony Starr is so fucking good.
He's incredible.
Honestly, we were talking about this earlier. He wouldn't make a bad Kelsier.
Oh shit!
You know, because
I never thought
Kelsier got a little bit of that.
That's
murder in him.
true. That is true. that is true.
Honestly, you know, he's charismatic.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he's got that cult leader thing going.
He does. That would also be good for him too, because it's hard to look at him and not see Homelander.
Well, it wouldn't be that difficult, right? Because you know the motherfucker's like 5'6" or whatever. He's actually short as fuck.
Is he?
Yeah,
they know that.
Yeah, in Homeland they put these big ass like boots on him to make him. You ever heard about that? That Homelander, you know, Homelander, he basically has like high heels on almost all the time. Because you don't really see his feet very often unless he's like flying or whatever.
I thought it was because they had a Rob Liefeld thing, but okay.
No. It's because he actually fucking he actually has high heels on.
So he put like a James Marsden from the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. How like, you know, Cyclops is supposed to tower over Wolverine, but instead they're like kind of eye to eye.
Yeah. Anthony Starr apparently.
Holy shit!
They told him they could give him some like big old like lifts or whatever, and he was like, "But I could just wear high heels." And they're like, "Yeah," and he's like,
willingly wants to walk around.
And
that's got to
like,
be uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's like, "Give me the high heels." So he thinks it's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude, like it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of big motherfuckers on that show.
Oh yeah.
Like most of the cast is very fucking tall, actually.
Yeah, so like that's actually why they have like they do all kind of camera tricks and stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it in a lot of the shots, it's typically like this where you don't see his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'd be damned. I did not know that.
Yeah, he's not that. I'm gonna figure out his exact exact height because it's so weird too. Because he's like 48, but he seems younger than that.
He does seem a lot younger than that. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's incredible though as Homelander.
He's 5'10", so he's a little shorter than me. He's not that short.
Yeah.
Not Wolverine short.
Yeah, not Wolverine short.
But
God damn.
Carl Urban is a big motherfucker.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah, so
remember when we met him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, God damn.
I do remember that. Him and Jack Quaid are
both
tall
of them
as fuck.
were tall as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a photo around here. So you have it, don't you?
No.
The physical photo. I have the
physical. Yeah.
Dang, man, that's not good because I just moved and I didn't see that bitch.
Oh shit, dog.
But there's a photo of us with them, and they are all towering over.
Oh
us.
yeah. That shit is insane. Yeah, how big they fucking are.
And we were supposed to get to meet MM that year too, but like that motherfucker just vanished.
Yeah, he kind of like he was there, but he wasn't there.
But he wasn't there. Yeah, he pulled some translucent shit. It doesn't even mean invisible.
Right. And then I think what was it, the year before that we got to meet or see the bulk of the cast.
Yeah, and we know why Maeve got killed off because that bitch can't keep her mouth shut. She spoiled all kinds of shit.
I'm pretty sure she was hungover though, So.
She did seem like she might have had a little sip at the Dragon Con party.
Yeah. Oh shit,
man, that's the thing we could talk about.
Oh yeah,
some big names.
There are
this year coming to Dragon Con. So look, the homies, we go to Dragon Con every year. Mm-hmm. And then we usually come back here and report on it.
Yes.
To you guys. And there's been a lot of really interesting, like kind of awesome announcements and everything that have been going on for this one. There's been some huge, like we were talking about Smallville earlier. Eric Johnson and Kristen Kruick are both announced.
Oh shit!
A huge one is Ross Marquand.
Oh
who's
yeah,
going to be there.
Professor X / Red Skull.
Yeah. He did Professor X, Red Skull, and he's also Immortal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in Invincible. Show?
Yeah,
he's also Immortal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he was in Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Shit, but nobody cares about that. And then we also got all the original Ninja Turtles.
That's right.
Voice actors are going to be there.
God damn.
Including fucking Rob Paulson, who is legendary and is in all kinds of shit. Animaniacs. He was Pinky.
Oh,
Pinky
shit.
the Brain. He was the dog in Rick and Morty. Where are my testicles? Somewhere. That's him.
Yeah.
Jason Aaron is going to be there.
Oh, that's right. Jason Aaron's going to be there.
Who is fucking legend.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, this is a big one. Most of the Baldur's Gate cast is going to be there. Neil Newman is going to be there. That's going to be a long wait to see that motherfucker.
Fucking hell.
It's gonna be some wet panties in that place. Devora Wild, who is of course Bazel.
That's right.
Is gonna be there.
Bazel.
Jennifer English, who is Shadowheart, and Theo Solomon, who is
Will.
Yep. Yeah. All gonna be there. Adam Kubert is gonna be there.
Oh hell yeah.
The list goes on and on. Really. Jim Shooter is going to be there.
That's right.
Fuck. The voice actress for Tali Zora of Mass Effect.
Oh, hell yeah.
Going to be there. Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. I guess they worked on the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah.
And I guess they do some Deadpool work too. Going to be there. I wasn't super familiar with them.
Oh, yeah. We can't forget about Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes. Yeah, he's going to be there. That's going to be crazy. I'm going to butcher this name, but John Picacio. He apparently worked on X-Men.
Oh, shit.
And apparently he also did some art for A Song of Ice and Fire, like some official artwork.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can, like, Google this motherfucker. But, yeah, I mean... And, like, they're not even remotely done, you know? Like, that's just, like, we're still early.
This sounds like one of those years where you have a good problem where, like, there's too much stuff you want to do and see that you probably won't be able to get to it all.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to pick and choose this year.
Yeah. Are we going down on a... Did we go down on a Wednesday last year?
We did, but we couldn't get the hotel, so this year we're going to do... it's going to be Thursday, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's going to suck, but I think we're going to try to go down really early.
Okay.
So, yeah. So stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of news from this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I think we've already theorized on like what cosplays we will probably see a lot of.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He won the Hugo Award for Best Professional Artist several years.
Damn.
Yeah. Crazy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot, man. There's just going to be so much. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, as always, I'm really looking forward to that, and that's just gonna be fun, and I'm gonna get drunk.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a little tipsy there.
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what he worked on X-Men because he did a lot with Star Trek as well. X-Men: The Return by Chris Robertson. You familiar with that?
The Return,
2007.
I think I had that in trade paperback actually.
Yeah, he did the cover for that.
Oh shit!
Cover, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that motherfucker is a good artist.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that might be the only cover he's worked on though. Yeah, I mean for that he did a couple of H.P. Lovecraft covers, which is that's crazy. But yeah, that's the only X-Men they said notable covers, so that just might be the most famous one he worked on. So because it's weird that they would just get them from one.
Yeah, get them from one cover and be done. Yeah,
that's weird. But yeah, so. And there's more, like a lot more to come. So we're going to see some very interesting stuff this year. I think this is going to be the big year.
Yeah, and that's saying something. Hey, is Joe finally going to come back down to Dragon Con?
Man, I don't know, bro. We actually already overpacked our hotel room.
That's true. Yeah.
We might have somebody come down there for like a day. I'm trying to talk our friend Jamie into coming down there for like Saturday or whatever. Kind of like I did with you, get the hooks in.
Right.
She's going to her first con ever next weekend in
That's
Momo.
Right. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a good metric, Yeah. See how she responds to that.
Yeah, I don't recommend anybody doing what I did in like Dragon Con's your first con ever.
Oof. God damn, yeah, that's a lot for your first.
Yeah, because it sets you up for failure on all the other ones.
That's like losing your virginity in an orgy. Like, you can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
You're like losing your virginity at an orgy, and there's like 4 or 5 like famous porn stars there.
Right. Yeah. Probably wouldn't recommend.
And then you the next week you see a couple on Facebook looking for like a threesome. Yeah. And you just decide to go along with that shit.
Right.
Yeah. And they're like, bring some condoms and some Pall Malls.
I never want to be anywhere where I need both of those things.
No. I actually don't want to be anywhere where I need either one of those things.
That's true. Yeah, if I'm being honest.
That might be the note to wrap up on.
I think so. Just one more quick thing before we take this home. Want to pay my respects to Don Perlin. He was a comic book artist who recently passed away last week at the age of 94 years old. He lived a full life. He is most notable for his horror work, and then he went on to do quite a bit of work for Marvel. I remember reading an interview with him, and when he went to Marvel, they said, "Well, we got 2 books we'd like you to work on." Since he was such a horror guy, we have Werewolf by Night, and we have and we have Morbius, the Living Vampire. Morbius at that time was a bi-monthly book, and Werewolf by Night was a monthly book. He was like, "Well, shit, give me the monthly one that's I'm going to get paid more for." And he did that, and that is where he became the co-creator of Moon Knight, because Moon Knight makes his first appearance in Werewolf by Night. And he was the person who drew the design for Moon Knight. Yeah. And he ended up doing quite a bit of work for Marvel for a long time. Then after Jim Shooter, who was the editor-in-chief at the time, after Jim left Marvel, Jim started Valiant Comics. And a little while after that, Don Perlin would go over to Valiant Comics, and there he became the co-creator of Bloodshot.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's got quite a resume. He's done quite a lot of good for the comic book community. He's a legendary artist, done a lot of really good shit. And so unfortunately he has passed away, but I mean, 94 years old, that's a hell of a run. So yeah, so here's to you, Mr. Perlin, and Appreciate all your efforts.
About to pour one out.
Yeah. Not on the carpet. I poured it in my mouth. Man, you got anything else?
That's it, man. We got a slate coming, man. We got Mistborn, we got X-Men 97, we got Winter Soldier. We got fucking Days of Future Past.
Yes.
I'm sure there's some shit that I'm forgetting.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure we got
Rebirth.
Rebirth. We got to do Rebirth. I'm pretty sure we got to do Acolyte.
Oh yeah.
And then the Boys is coming in August.
Yeah.
There's something else coming in June 14th. No. The Boys is coming June 14th.
Yeah.
Batman: The Caped Crusader is coming in August.
Acolyte and The Boys is gonna be on at the same time.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then the month after that, we got Deadpool and Wolverine.
And then we got X-Men 97 Season 2 sometime in 2025. Gotta have it!
Well, homies, that's going to be all for this one, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this comic news episode. This was a lot of fun. We didn't go off the rails nearly as much as I thought we would.
Yeah, because I thought, we picked a topic and kind of mostly stayed on there.
Yeah.
And then went to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't listen to this for steady conversations that make sense.
And if you do listen to it for that, then go check out our like protagonist and antagonist episodes.
That there you will get that.
Yeah,
in spades.
Yeah, we weren't fucking around on any of those.
Right. Those are still tremendous episodes. Yeah.
I liked your underrated villains or whatever.
Oh
episode. That was really good.
Thank you.
Nobody was here to fuck with you though. So.
Yeah, no one's here to fuck with me on that one. So I was able to stay on track.
You also could check out our 1990 Captain America review. That one was very on. We stayed on subject the whole time, and then we did not veer off at all.
Yeah, that's like a plane crash that starts upon starting the engine. Like the bitch didn't even get off the ground. That's what that review was.
Yeah, I can't fuck with you guys. It won an award for.
Yeah. It was the review we least wanted to do. The movie we least wanted to talk about. Yeah. Well, on that note, homies, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you guys again for listening in. We will see you guys again very soon. But until then, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.